What's up guys, VALtheVAL here with another Fortnite video. Today we're going to be talking about a new addition to the game. Now this new update could potentially make a lot of people really happy or a lot of people really angry. So as you all know, a while back there was something called glider redeploy that was in the game. They kept it in there for about a month or two, you know, just kind of as a test run. And a lot of people really liked it. It really made the game very fast-paced. You know, you could just jump off of mountains, push towards the zone with ease because you could always, you know, have your glider out. And it just made Fortnite very fast-paced, and that's one thing I really loved about it. But they did end up removing it, made a lot of people kind of angry. So they released this statement on their Twitter, and I'm going to go ahead and read parts of it to you guys. So they said, "Hey folks, a while back we ran a test for glider redeploy. There was a very split response on the mechanic, which revealed some positives as well as some negatives. We removed the mechanic from default modes, but feel an alternative implementation will help in solving some of those negatives and better suit our goals. The goal with this item is to provide mobility and utility, but in a form that can be balanced and iterated upon. By implementing glider redeploy as an item, we can iterate on multiple different levels." So basically what they're going to do is they're going to add an item to the game, I guess you could call it a consumable, and it does take up an inventory slot. So that's kind of a big deal. You know, inventory slot, that's a lot, you know, like you're losing one whole slot just for glider redeploy. So it's going to make this kind of an iffy item. You know, you're going to have to choose between, I mean, for example, let's say you're a player that always likes to have something for mobility in their inventory. You know, sometimes you like grapplers, balloons. So now we're going to have this, you know, glider redeploy item. So you're going to have to choose between that and then the grappler and then the balloons. And honestly, if I was going to choose between the three, I feel like grapplers are probably the top pick still, just because they're really good in battles and build battles and stuff. So, but we're going to have to wait and see how that turns out. So activating the glider redeploy when you have this item in your inventory, you don't need to select it. So basically, as long as it's in your inventory, you can automatically glider redeploy, but it's going to have a certain amount of charges. I'm not sure exactly how many charges it's going to have in the regular modes, so we're just going to have to wait and find out. Now, if you use a launch pad, a Rift to Go, and the LTM respawns, those will not consume one of the charges on this item. So they put you into something called skydiving mode, and when you're in skydiving mode, that won't take up a charge. So another example of this is when you drop from the bus, that is considered skydiving mode, so it won't eat up, you know, a charge from that item. Now, when you're playing, you know, LTM's kind of like soaring 50s and the large team modes, you're actually going to spawn in with a glider redeploy item, like in your inventory, and that one is going to have 50 charges. So there is a limited amount of times that you can use it in those big team modes. I also want to point out that these new glider redeploy items, they can be found in floor loot, so they can spawn on the ground. They can be found in chests, as well as vending machines, and even supply llamas. So hopefully they won't be too hard to find. I'm not really sure what the rarity is going to be yet, though, but if I was going to guess, I would say probably like epic, or maybe even legendary, you know, similar to the grappler and the turrets. So I'm really excited to see how this is going to change the game, and I really want to see how people are going to react to this. Let me know in the comments what you guys think of this new mechanic. Do you think this is going to be better than the older version of Redeploy, where you just had it all the time? You know, it kind of puts a limit on it. Or do you dislike it? Do you like having glider redeploy in the game all the time? Or do you think there should just not be glider redeploy in the game? Let me know what you guys think in the comments, and I'll try to respond as many as I can. Now, Fortnite also stated that they will be watching the item closely in-game and adjusting it as necessary, and so they want us to be as vocal with our discussion and, you know, provide some feedback to them as well on, you know, Twitter and other social media. So make sure you guys are letting them know what you think of this new item when it's in the game. Anyways, before I go, I do want to let you guys know that I do live stream almost every night, so if you want to check out my live streams, make sure to follow me on twitch.tv/VALtheVAL, and don't forget to hit that subscribe button and like the video if you enjoyed, and I will see you all in the next one. Peace out.